If you enjoy gentle winter stories and cozy Christmas nights, don't forget to subscribe to Moonlit Whispers. Welcome, and thank you for choosing this moment for yourself. Before we begin tonight's story, let's allow our minds and bodies to soften, to settle, and to drift wherever you are. Make yourself comfortable. You might be lying in bed, wrapped in blankets, or resting with your head on a pillow. Gently close your eyes and take a slow, easy breath in and let it go. There is nothing you need to do right now, nothing you have to achieve. This is your time to rest. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your jaw unclench. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the mattress beneath you. Held, supported, safe. Take another soft breath in and slowly let it out. Notice how the air feels cool as you inhale and warm as you exhale. Thoughts may come and go. They are like clouds passing across the sky. You don't need to follow them. Just let them drift. If you like, you can imagine a gentle evening scene, a quiet room lit by the warm glow of a candle. Outside, night has fallen, and the world is calm and still. Perhaps you hear the soft hush of the wind, or the whisper of distant leaves. Everything is peaceful. In this moment, you are safe. You are warm. You are cared for. Allow your breath to settle naturally now, slow and unhurried. Your body knows how to rest. With every exhale, release the day. Let go of anything you no longer need. You can pick it back up tomorrow, but for now, you are free. A new story is waiting for you, a gentle journey for your imagination. All you have to do is listen and drift and rest. Now settle in, breathe slowly, and let this calm northern tale guide you to sleep. The storm had quieted by morning, if morning could be called a time at all during the polar night. Elisa opened her eyes to the same soft darkness, the same blue-tinged twilight that wrapped the world like a calm, endless dream. The cabin was cool, but not cold. The fire had slept lightly, keeping the space warm enough to wake without a shiver. She stretched beneath her blankets and listened to the hush outside. No more wind, no more rattling snow, just the quiet stillness of the world after a storm. These were her favorite mornings, the ones where the world felt freshly washed, newly shaped, and blanketed in untouched snow. Christmas was coming soon, just a few days now. When she stepped outside, a soft gasp left her lips. Everything was white. A thick, dreamy blanket of snow covered her porch, her steps, the trees beyond, the sloping path toward the sea. Even the mountains looked freshly sculpted, smooth, and glowing with quiet silver light. The sea below had frozen at the edges, forming delicate lace-like ice patterns along the shoreline. Beyond that, the deeper waters still moved, dark and slow. A low hum beneath the stillness. Elisa took a deep breath. The air tasted crisp, almost sharp, but refreshing in a way only the North Pole could be. She wrapped her scarf tighter around her neck and began shoveling the small path leading to her wood shed. The snow was fluffy, soft, and light storm snow. It sparkled faintly under the moonlit sky. Far above, the moon hovered like a pale guardian. It never traveled far this time of year, always hovering, always watching. The silence wasn't empty. It was full of peace. Back inside, she warmed her hands and filled the cabin with new life. Christmas deserved a little magic, even in a place where magic felt as natural as snow. She began slowly, enjoying every detail. She hung evergreen branches over the fireplace, their scent filling the air. She tied small ribbons around the candles. She laid a soft wool runner across the table in deep forest green. She placed tiny wooden animals around the room, creatures carved by her neighbor years ago. A reindeer, an owl, a fox, and a snow hare. She added her newest treasure, the wooden polar fox ornament she had bought before the storm. The cabin felt fuller, warmer, as if Christmas had tiptoed inside and settled in the corners, unnoticed. She brought out her small box of winter lights, gentle yellow, warm and muted, and wound them along the windows. When she turned them on, the cabin glowed like a lantern in the middle of the snowy world. She smiled to herself. Nothing was rushed here. Nothing needed to be. Around what she guessed was late afternoon, though the sky still looked like night. Elisa heard soft crunching outside her cabin door. 2 knocks, light, friendly. When she opened the door, there stood Rune, her neighbor from a cabin a little farther up the ridge. He was bundled in a thick coat, cheeks red from the cold, arms full of firewood. "I thought you might need a little extra after the storm," he said with a warm smile. Elisa stepped aside to invite him in. and the warmth of the cabin wrapped around him like a gentle hug. Rune set the firewood down and looked around, eyes softening. "Your cabin always feels like a storybook," he murmured. Elisa laughed softly. "It's Christmas. Everything looks like a storybook this time of year." He handed her a small bundle wrapped in brown paper. "A little gift," he said, "for the season." Inside the wrapping was a hand-carved candle holder, smooth, wooden, shaped like a mountain peak, with tiny snowflakes etched into the sides. "It's beautiful," she whispered. Rune shrugged, shy. "The nights are long. Carving keeps me busy." She placed it on the table, and for a moment the cabin felt even warmer. They shared tea, pine, and mint, her favorite, and sat by the fire talking softly. Neighbors here didn't visit often. The distances were large, the weather unpredictable. But when they did, it always felt special. Rune spoke about the herd of reindeer he had spotted near the fjord the day before the storm. The big ones shaking frost from their thick coats. Elisa told him about the new lantern she had bought, the one with snowflake patterns. They sat in companionable silence, listening to the fire crackle. "These days feel different," Rune said eventually. "Quieter somehow. They feel like waiting," Elisa said. "Like the world is preparing for something gentle." "Christmas," Rune agreed, "even out here." Eventually, he stood to leave, brushing snow from his boots near the door. "If the weather holds," he said, "I'll see you at the Christmas gathering." "You will," she promised. When the door closed behind him, the cabin felt full instead of empty, with the storm behind her and Christmas just days away. Elisa began preparing her Christmas treats. She lit every candle in the cabin until the room glowed like amber. Soft shadows swayed on the walls as the fire crackled merrily. She pulled ingredients from her shelves: flour, honey, dried berries, cinnamon, nutmeg, a pinch of ginger, a spoonful of cocoa, and a little butter she had been saving for the holiday. She made small, soft cookies shaped like stars and snowflakes. She baked sweet bread with berries and a sprinkle of cinnamon sugar. The aroma filled the cabin, warm, comforting, buttery. When she opened the window just a crack to cool the tray, the cold air drifted in lightly, swirling with the warmth, creating a magical little breath of winter inside her cozy home. She prepared a small tin of the cookies for Rune, another for the settlement's children, and one for herself, of course. She tasted one and closed her eyes. "Yes," she whispered, "this is Christmas." Christmas Eve arrived softly, wrapping the world in deeper twilight and a calm that felt almost sacred. Elisa layered herself in warm clothes, a wool sweater, a scarf knitted long enough to wrap twice around her neck, thick mittens, and a fur-lined hood. She placed her tins of cookies into a basket and lit her lantern. Outside, the world was breathtaking. Northern lights shimmered on the horizon, slow river-like waves of green and violet, moving as if the sky itself were breathing. The snow sparkled beneath them like tiny crystals scattered across the earth. She followed the path toward the settlement, lantern glowing gold against the blue night. The walk was quiet, her footsteps muffled by the soft snow. But ahead, she heard laughter, warm, gentle, drifting through the air. The settlement's community cabin was bright with candles and soft winter lights. Neighbors had gathered inside, wrapped in warm clothes, sharing food, stories, and quiet joy. Someone played a small wooden flute. Children traced shapes on frosted windows. Adults sipped warm berry tea. Elisa found Rune near the fire, holding a mug and smiling when he saw her. "You made it," he said. "I wouldn't miss this," she replied. She handed out her tins of cookies, and the children's faces lit up with delight. The adults thanked her warmly, and the room felt even cozier. After a while, someone opened the cabin door, and a hush fell over everyone. "The lights are dancing brighter," someone whispered. They all stepped outside. Outside, the sky had transformed. The northern lights stretched across the heavens in long, flowing ribbons. Green spilled into violet, violet melted into pink, and soft gold shimmered along the edges. They flickered, they danced, they swayed gently, like winter spirits celebrating in the sky. Everyone watched silently, breath soft, heart still. Elisa felt warmth spread through her chest, not from fire, not from the crowd, but from the quiet beauty of the moment. Rune stood beside her, hands tucked into his pockets, gaze lifted upward. "It never gets old," he murmured. "Never," she agreed. After the lights faded, everyone returned inside. The celebration continued with soft singing, gentle laughter, and quiet toasts to the season. Elisa stayed a while, long enough to feel the warmth of companionship settle around her like another layer of clothing. But eventually, she slipped into the cold night, lantern in hand, basket empty. The walk home felt magical. Snowflakes drifted softly. The sky glowed faintly. Her heart felt peaceful and full. When she reached her cabin, she paused, lantern held close. Its windows glowed golden from the candles she had left burning. The chimney smoked gently, like a breath from a sleeping giant. Home, she stepped inside, warmed herself by the fire, changed into her soft night dress, and lay beneath her blankets. The polar night held her quietly. Christmas had come, and her little cabin at the edge of the world had never felt warmer. Slowly, softly, Elisa drifted into sleep, her heart wrapped in winter magic.